Hey guys, Pad1979. Just gonna give you guys a quick first impression on the newest purchase that I made. So this is the Brous Blades Division import line. So it comes in a box, come in a plastic bag, and it comes with some bubble wrap in there. So let's get the box out of the way and let's look at the blade itself. So I took the one with the black acid wash finish because it was the only one that was left in stock on One Mountain Knives. So yeah, so I had this knife for a past couple days and I played with it. I even EDC'd it a little bit. So this is a big blade. This is like almost 4.5 inches, although the blade is so in terms of length. So, and I'll show you guys why in a moment. But out of the box, when I first started playing with it and feeling it, this thing feels cheap. I mean, I know it's the import line from Brous, but it feels cheap and it's not the best experience that I've got. So much so that in the 2-3 days that I had it, I'm already thinking of selling this knife. So yeah, guys, so out of the box, this thing wasn't super smooth. It got a little bit smoother. The blade centering is not bad, but I did tighten the pivot a little bit to make the blade a little bit more centered. So it flips pretty nicely and it falls. The bearings on it are pretty good, better than the CVV Praxis, a little bit better, but a couple of things I don't like about the design of the knife, which looking at the picture, I love the design, but some of the design elements like the flipper is not really conducive unless you put your finger behind that little guard that flipper tab that turns into a guard. I mean, it's fun that it turns into a guard and all, but this thing is way too pointy, so it just digs into your finger, and it's just not, if you're trying to do it like that, it's not a pleasant experience. So, and out of the box, how is the blade? Is the blade sharp at least out of the box? So let me take a piece of paper and let's do a little test right here. So, all right, paper. It tears through the paper. Yeah, I haven't touched the blade up. I mean, there's some part of the blade, but the thing is, look, I'm gonna show you guys this. Putting pressure on my thumb and I'm running it across the blade. So you guys can see I'm putting pressure and I'm running it down the blade. I wouldn't do that with my Spyderco Resilience. But no, out of the box, the sharpness isn't that great. I don't even know I cut through paper right now. It's more ripping through the paper. So if you want to see something that's sharp, cutting through paper, so yeah, this is cutting through paper. So something even sharper, this is the CVV Praxis, by the way, something even sharper out of the box that I've never touched up the edge. Yeah, that's sharp. That's the Spyderco Resilience. So one thing I'm going to compare it to right now, so Spyderco Resilience lengthwise. So let me put it on the table and let's line them up. So let me line up the blades. There you go. It's pretty much lined up. So let me turn the camera over here a little bit. Not that one. Come on, turn. There you go. So lengthwise, I mean, the Spyderco Resilience seems to be a little bit larger. So, but you know, in fact, if I line it up on the butt end and I just take something to place it right there, let me line up those. How am I gonna line this up? All right, like that. So if I place it here, so right here you can see the Brous Blade division is a little bit longer, so you guys won't be able to see the blades, but let me turn it on the side here. So like that, and let me line it up. So anyways, guys, this thing is a little bit longer, so, but the blade itself is not that much longer. The blade ratio on the knife itself, I mean, you can place it there and you can see it's a little bit longer. if I place it blade to blade tip, but not by much. Yeah, so that 4.5, I don't know where to get this, but guys, so this knife, the bearing is pretty much the best part of this knife. The fact that it drops and it just glides. It's not as fluid as, let's say, my my Gonzo FH, because that thing is just smooth. I mean, you could just flip it and it just drops like that. So it's not as smooth as that, but it's pretty smooth. Some of the things I don't like about this is that, look at here, the inside is not even rounded off, so it just feels like rough plastic with jagged edges. The jimping on top doesn't do anything. If it's a replica, one-to-one replica, the real Brous Blades, I wouldn't want to get the real division. I mean, I would not want to get the real knife. I mean, it's just not that comfortable in the hand. It's not practical. The blade is not even sharp out of the box. I mean, whoop, showing, going to the tip, all the way to the back. So zero sharpness on the blade. So yeah, guys, this thing is not impressing me. I could sharpen it, which I'm probably gonna place on my croc stick to see if I can just touch up the edge a little bit and make it a tiny bit sharper. I don't want to reprofile the edge with my work sharp. In the hand, how does it feel? I mean, it doesn't feel like anything in the hand. I mean, it's just jagged, and if you just put some pressure on it, it pinches you everywhere, because these things are not rounded off. The edges right there are not rounded off. So yeah, so that's not the best experience that I'm having. I love the blade shape. I really love the blade shape. Reminds me a little bit of a SOG Aegis and a couple of other blade style like that. So the blade shape is perfect. Plenty of belly, pointy tip, pretty strong tip as well. So it goes down to a fine point, but a pretty nice blade in all overall. But the flipper, I mean, it's just, it's annoying that you have to go all the way up to put your finger behind it for it to be comfortable. So the best flipper that I can show you guys right here is this one. So this is the Inron MY 803. So this thing, look, this thing has the best flipper. Canted a little bit forward, it just transforms into a nice guard. You just close it and it just, this thing's on nylon washer, so it's not as smooth as let's say a ball bearing knife, but the flipper on it, I mean, this is the most comfortable flipper. You can do the light switch, or you could do just the press down, and it just, I mean, it just opens up, and it just, you can do that all day long and your finger won't get tired. So yeah, if I had to say, this is one of the best flipper tabs of all time. So God, I wish somebody like Gonzo would just retake that design, and that was one of the best designs. This is the only one I had left. I had another one that I gave to a friend, and I should have bought more of these knives because I really, really like that knife. The Inron. Anyways, back to the knife itself. So it's gonna be a 10-minute video, guys, on my first impression. I'm sorry about that, but you know, if you're thinking about buying this knife or buying some other types of knife, if you buy this knife in particular, even though the price is pretty cheap at 43 to 47, this one was 47 because it has the acid wash blade, which, like I said, it was the only one that has left on the available on the site where I bought it. I bought it at White Mountain Knives. So guys, yeah, I don't know what to say. I think the handle ratio versus blade is just not a good size. It's too much handle for the blade, and it's just, there's some design in there that's just, I don't know, guys. I'm really not in love with this blade, so I'm gonna keep it stock. Probably gonna try to sell it for like something like cheap, a little bit less money that I paid for it. So hopefully somebody will jump on it. I don't know if the people that I'm going to sell to want it sharp. I can reprofile the edge if they want to, but I'm probably not going to keep this blade. I wanted something D2, something a little bit larger, a larger blade in D2 that wouldn't break the bank, something with ball bearing. But you know what? I should have went with a Bestech Swordfish. for something with a little bit more length and something that has a bearing inside. So anyway, deep carry pocket clip, and the pocket clip is another thing. It's just a little bit too small when you put it in the pocket and you try to grab it out. It's just not the best. So yeah, another thing that I'm not in love with is the pocket clip. So anyway, guys, first impression, I'm probably gonna play with it a little bit more and give you my review maybe a month from now or something. I'll try to force myself to EDC this knife a little bit and just play with it, maybe try to sharpen the edge just a bit with the croc stick, not to reprofile or change the edge on it, and just try to see if it's worth keeping or not. But I don't think I'm gonna keep it. I'm not in love with it. So I think the Civivi, in that sense, the Praxis is more my style than the other ones. So even though this doesn't drop shot, it's not the flipper tab on it. I complain about it, but it's better than the one on the Brous Blade, so the Division Import series. So yeah, guys, so if you had to choose, if you want this knife and you think it looks cool and you want it, I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, I could sell it to you guys for cheap if you want it. You can try it out, but you're gonna be instantly disappointed when you have this in your hand. I haven't had a knife that felt so bad in the hand, so jagged, so plasticky. So I mean, if you go with something like the Inron, which is less expensive, this thing just feels good in the hand. I mean, it just flows. It just, you know, there's rounded off edges, and it's contoured. It's better, and this thing is cheap. I mean, this is from China too, and if you go with something like the Spyderco Resilience, I mean, that's way better in the hand too. I mean, rounded off, right here on the scales, and it just feels better in the hand. I mean, what else can I say, guys? Alright, this video is going a little bit long just to talk a little bit about the Brous Blade Division Import line. So you guys, if you guys want to see more video on it, just let me know down in the comment. I'll bring you guys some more video showing you guys some of the things you want to see on this blade, because the more information you have, the more informed you are, the better you are at thinking if you're gonna buy or not. There wasn't a lot of video on YouTube on this knife in particular, so I decided to try it and to see if I would like it, and my answer is no, I don't. So right now, so I'm probably gonna play with it a little bit more, but it doesn't feel super great, and it's just not overall a good experience out of the box. So in comparison, the Civivi was a better experience out of the box, and definitely for the Gonzo FH11. So that was really a fun experience out of the box, guys. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, it's going close to 14 minutes, so give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.